The purpose of this program is to recognize and honor our students for their character, love of learning, commitment to academics, in addition to their involvement in school and community activities, and their ability to overcome difficult life circumstances. And they do this all in a setting that honors God, our country, family, community, and free enterprise. So thank you so much to all our dignitaries and again our sponsors. Students, this is your show. I know I'll tell you it's difficult to get up here in this big bright light shining in front of your face in a room full of strangers and this really loud mic that works very well this month. I'll tell you it's a little intimidating, but this is your floor. We want to hear from you, and I know it's not an easy thing to do, but we want to hear from you. We want to know what your future plans are, where you plan on going to college or after you graduate, what you have given back to your community. The reason you were chosen to be Student of the Month is because you showed resilience, and or several people at your school saw that, and we want to know why you were chosen. So what challenge did you overcome, and how did you overcome it?
Good morning. Hi, I'm Dr. Benisha Carr. I'm the proud principal for the 21st Century Learning Institute. It is with great pleasure that we are able to recognize Elizabeth. She has overcome some obstacles that would break some adults. And with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. B, her nominating teacher, to say a few words.
Good morning. I am so proud to be here to recommend Elizabeth for this fantastic opportunity. She came to IS last year. We're an independent study program. She's really sweet and kind and really hardworking. When our students come to IS, it really requires them to be very devoted and dedicated. And they have to be mature and responsible because they need to be very self-directed. And I have learned over the last year or so working with Elizabeth that that's everything she represents. And I've learned that she has the ability to just be very focused and do well, and she's done a great job. So with that, I'll introduce you to Elizabeth Juhasz.
Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Juhasz. I thank you all for this wonderful opportunity. The past 6 years of my life have been a struggle. I've gone through a lot. In 2014, my father passed away. He was my best friend, and his loss was truly heartbreaking, and life never felt the same without him. In October of 2018, I was sexually assaulted. This traumatic event affected my life so much. I was forced to leave public school once my once good grades started to falter, and I started to fall behind. I lost friends, hope. I lost myself. I also lost the plan I had for myself. No longer was it plausible for me to follow that plan. During the past year, I struggled with what I wanted for my life, where I wanted to go, and what I was going to do to get there. I remember being so angry at everything I had worked so hard for was suddenly gone. I was angry that now I had to change my plans I've had since year 8. Angry that this person decided to ruin my life. Basically, my plans, me. As time went on, the anger seemed to lessen. I'm still struggling with who I am, with who I want to be, but I realize that's all right, that it's normal for me to not know who I am yet. I might not know who I am, but I do know after months of sadness, deep thinking, and even some therapy too, I realized that I can't let what he did to me control my life. At the end of the day, he will never know how much pain he caused me, and I refuse to continue to let him make me a victim. The anger that I once felt for him has faded significantly, and while I still have days where I struggle with what happened, I know that I'm stronger than I was a year ago. Coming to 21st Century also helped me in some capacity. When I finally was able to transfer into their program, my grades got better. I also felt hope in my future again. I realized that I still could get my higher education and still have a good career. I realized that I could still make a life for myself. I was lucky enough to have the support of an old friend, my mom, and those at 21st Century who allowed me to have the opportunity to fix my grades and get back on track. Even in the midst of all this chaos, I found time to volunteer at my old middle school. My teacher, Miss Whitford, has asked me back for years to help with her drama class projects, and without fail, every year I manage to make an impact on her students. I love volunteering for her and getting the opportunity to help them, encouraging them to do what they love. With that being said, the future can never really be set in stone, and there's one thing I do know, that I want to work in the medical field. Despite all the trauma that I've experienced, I still have so much compassion in my heart, and I want to share that compassion with those who are less fortunate than I. I plan on attending a community college at first to obtain an associate's degree that's related to the medical industry. Then I plan on moving to an established university to further my education and degree. I've had to tweak my plan, and I'll have to tweak it again. But that's okay, because things will change. Life is going to change in the blink of an eye, and that's okay. There isn't one way to achieve success or happiness. I'm so incredibly grateful to have realized that. I'm very thankful to be given this opportunity. I'm thankful for my teacher, Ms. Vogelson, for putting my name out there and recognizing my efforts. I'm thankful to my friends for encouraging me to persevere and overcome, to believe in myself and what I want. And lastly, I'm thankful to my mother for transferring me into 21st century and looking out for my best interest. I couldn't have done any of this without all of you. And once again, thank you to everyone who's here and to all the students who are being honored as well. Thank you.
Hi. I'm a little emotional after this. But isn't she awesome, everyone? So thank you very much for recognizing her and helping her on her way. So thank you again. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Melissa Lee. I'm the Dean of Students for Coombs Alternative Ed, and I'm here today representing Banning Independent Study School. As mentioned previously, being on independent study can be quite a challenge. It requires a lot of self-motivation, dedication, and time management. Krista has demonstrated that she not only possesses these qualities, but has also shown perseverance in overcoming a somewhat difficult start to high school. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce her nominating teacher, Mr. Ciprian Indries.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here and honor all these awesome students. I have known Krista for the last 2.5 years. We actually, both of us started the same month at Banning Independent Study 2 years ago. And when I first met her as a sophomore, I have to admit I was kind of scared seeing her transcript from 9th grade. But over the last 2.5 years, I've seen her flourish. I've seen her blossom into an outstanding student, into an extraordinary young woman who's ready to change the world. When I first met her, she would not even look me in the eye. She always kept her head down, but now you can see she's confident, and I'm sure she will do an outstanding job wherever she'll go. In college, in her career, I'm sure she will be a shaker and mover. So without further ado, here's Krista Calderon.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Krista Calderon. I'm here with my mother, Tony, partner Xavier, and teacher, Mr. Indries. Well, first, I'd like to say I'm grateful to be here this morning with all of you, so thank you for having me. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. First, I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Indries, for picking me. Before I met you, I was in a complete different place in life. I had been going through a deep depression because my brother passing of cancer. I had no motivation for school or for anything. I was failing every class and showed up sophomore year with less than 10 credits from my previous school. I had faced a sexual assault from a security, and it brought me down, so I did not want to work, I did not want to go to school, and I had no motivation. I wanted to drop out, but you changed that in my life. You put me back on track, and I'm finally motivated to learn new things and succeed for my future. Thank you for pushing me to do better, letting me know it wasn't too late and I still had a chance. A lesson I will be taking with me is to be accepting throughout all the hardships I face, because I know when I overcome all of these obstacles, the success will be worth it and I will overcome. I plan to use my message in motivational speaking because it has been my passion since a little girl. I want to move people and let them know that they can live and that their life is not pointless. They will find their point. Whether it's 10 years later or 20 years later, you do have a purpose. I plan to help others and inspire them to live a better life. I've spent the past few years working harder than ever, dedicating myself to my schoolwork so that I can make my mom proud. On my personal time, I've been rescuing sick puppies, nursing them back to health. I've even adopted 2 of them, Willow and Draco, and they're my biggest blessings. They help with my anxiety and depression. They've brought me back out into the world, and I'm social once again, and I couldn't thank them even more. It's been wonderful working with everyone at Banning Independent Study School because there has been massive help to guide me to a brighter future. I couldn't thank you all enough. I've learned how to use my knowledge as a strength and that the limit for me is beyond what I can imagine. Without the continuous support and caring people around me, I don't know what I would have done. I have bigger goals now and a brighter look at life, and the courage that I have is higher than the gratitude for it all. Once again, I'm happy to be here with you all. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your morning. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tony Calderon, Krista's mother. I want to thank everybody for being here. My daughter's come a long way, and I couldn't be happier for the program that she's in right now. 2 years ago, she was on a downward spiral, and I didn't know what to do. And I'm also grateful for Mr. Injuries because he's found a place for Krista, and she's blossomed, she's learning, and she's going to succeed more than I imagined that she could. I really don't know what else to say, but I'm proud of her, and I'm thankful for everyone, and have a great morning.
Good morning, everyone. Once again, it is certainly a pleasure to be here when we have both of our communities coming together to celebrate our students. For today, not only do we have someone who truly represents what we talk about, the Cougar way at Beaumont High School, being respectful, being responsible, being safe, being involved, I want to take the opportunity to also throw in a little plug in regards to our college and career programs that we have. So our CTE pathways are very robust. We have over 10 pathways. Most high schools have maybe 1 or 2. The fact that we can offer so many is absolutely wonderful for over 3,000 students. And as we as a district focus on the world of work and move forward, when we look at our college and career readiness indicator, we are 4th in Riverside County. So very proud of that. Today's students actually had the opportunity to be, still continuing to be part of our public safety pathway with CTE. Wonderful, have the opportunity of our dual enrollment courses as well, which we have over 500 of our students in a partnership with MSJC, and we really appreciate that. So we're really happy for that. So without further ado, and that plug right in there for you, I will introduce Mr. Ritchie, AKA Rob, as known by his students, to please talk about Alexis, our honoree today. Please.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure, my sincere pleasure, to have been able to nominate Alex as a Student of the Month. I first met Alex when she was in the 10th grade 2.5 years ago. To summarize my feelings about Alex is that if I was still working as a police officer, I would want Alex as my backup officer if I needed help. She's got that type of determination, that grit, that perseverance. And then recently, Alex completed boot camp after her junior year as a high school student. And then she started as a senior, of course, this year. She's an amazing young lady that I see so much potential in. I cannot begin to explain how much I see in her. And one day, I hope that when she's a police officer, I'm able to go on a ride along with her and see her in action in the field.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis, Private Alexis Espinoza. I want to thank my teacher, Rob, Mr. Ritchie. He's been my teacher for he's been my teacher for 3 years now. He guided me into joining the military, and I believe it was the best thing for me. I want to thank my mom, my dad, and my grandma. They support me through everything that I do, and I love them very much for that. So I went to basic training June 3rd, right after I completed my junior year. And I went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and that was really tough, leaving my family. I've never been away from home for that long. I was gone for 12 weeks, and I wasn't able to talk to my family very much. I talked to them about 3 times, and that was tough, but I got through it. I enjoyed basic training because I met different people. I was able to learn new skills that I can use in my future. So once I graduate from high school, I'll go to AIT, which is my job training, and I'm a supply specialist, and I'll go to West Virginia for that. That'll be 10 weeks too. And then once I come back, I'll go to college, and I plan to apply to ASU, Arizona State University. And then once I'm done with college, I'd like to become a police officer one day, or a highway patrol, maybe a parole officer. I haven't decided, but those are my goals, and that's what I'm doing.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Raylene. I'm the proud parent of Alexis. I would like to start by saying thank you to Mr. Ritchie for nominating Alexis for Student of the Month. I would also like to thank him for being a great teacher and influence on her. I believe that your guidance and encouraging words have brought us here today. Alexis, your father and I are very proud of you. Your hard work and determination is what won you this award today. You have worked hard to accomplish your goals, and today we are here to acknowledge them. Excuse me, can I have your tissue? You have it. Sorry. You have worked, thank you very much. You have worked hard to accomplish your goals, and today we are here to acknowledge them and to congratulate you. Thank you for being a great student and for having the courage to enlist in the United States Army. We have seen so much growth in you since graduating boot camp. It is truly an honor to be your mom, and we love you. Thank you for your military service, animal activism, and always being compassionate and dedicated to your beliefs. We love you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Valdivia. I'm the proud principal of Banning High School, the home of the Broncos. And what you will see here today is a large contingency from Banning High School. And the reason for that is that we wear bracelets that we're building a house, Bronco Strong. And the inscription on the inside of that bracelet that we give to all of our students is that Broncos are family. It takes a full village in order to raise a child. And in this particular instance, we have a young man today that exemplifies what it truly means to be Bronco Strong. He's had to overcome some challenges, some experiences in life that have got him here, but he has not given up a single moment. We're going to get a little emotional with this one because we're extremely proud. We're very excited and honored to introduce Tommy Toujer Yang today. But before I do that, I'm going to have his nominating teacher. He's very lucky because very rarely with our nomination process do we have 2 teachers that have nominated him. And Miss Amy Warshaw regrets that she could not be here today. She is celebrating Yom Kippur, and so she was unable to attend. But we do have his other nominating teacher here with us, and she's new to the Banning Unified School District, and that's Miss Ruth Hickman.
Good morning. Toujer Yang is one of the best teacher's assistants I've ever had. Every morning he greets me with an awesome can-do attitude. He's always ready to receive his daily to-do list and is always proactive and very helpful, and not just with me, but his peers in film and video production. I also appreciate that he is willing to share his personal story and ideas of how new students can make our new show, Bronco Hub, better. For example, if he watched an awesome video, he'll inform us, hey, and he'll tell me, Miss Hickman, you should play this video for the class. And I'll check it out and I'm like, oh my God, this was so great. Thank you so much. So he's so helpful. And he helps my students think outside the box, which is one of my rules in my class. I remember when I walked into my class and Toujer informed me that he was my teacher's assistant, and like Mr. Valdivia said, I'm new to the school district. So I was like, yes, awesome, I need help finding equipment and what goes with what and piecing everything together. And he's just been so amazing and such a wealth of knowledge. He's not only passionate about his culture, he's also very supportive of learning about other cultures. For example, he attended my stand-up speak out because I am the advisor for Black Student Union, BSU, and he attended and talked about stereotypes and shared his opinions, and also was willing to do cross-cultural planning with other clubs on campus. Toujer is an amazing example and a product of what Banning High School District is. Our mission is to enlighten young minds, and he's definitely an enlightened young mind. And as a man, I hope that you continue to grow and excel in your education, future music endeavors, and I know that your dedication and tenacity and grit will allow you to continue to be successful. Toujer, there you are. It is an honor and a privilege to be your teacher. I'm so proud of you, proud to know you, and when you get famous, please don't forget about us.
Hello everyone, my name is Toujer Tommy Yang. I wanted to thank everyone for being here today. I am honored of being Banning High School Student of the Month, and also to really dedicate my thanks to my family and friends, for my teachers also who nominated me, which would be Miss Warshaw and Miss Hickman, to the staff and Principal Valdivia for seeing my dedication to graduate and go beyond high school. Also my counselors, Miss Poulter, Mr. Takis, Miss Sholto, and Miss Wiseman, which they have been there for me within my tough times of high school. As for myself, I never thought that I would be honored in such a way. Standing here, being the Student of the Month, is really hard, because I really just perceive myself as a regular student. From being a student with low confidence and dealing with depression, also anxiety, it has become a long journey of going through a dark path to more of a path with purpose. And my greatest contribution to school and anything else would be hope. I always knew the word hope in any situation of my life. I would always have hope and dream into the action that I could be anything I want and do anything that I want. For my future plans after high school would be going to college, probably University of Redlands or San Francisco State, and learning more about my interests in certain music genres. As in the future, I hope to be working with record labels and studios to be marketing myself for more to be in the music business. I wanted to thank the sponsors for coming and for everyone else for coming. As I share my personal story now, I didn't really write it on my speech because I just feel just really talking about it would be more helpful for me. So I come from a family that's really educated. They work really hard, and a lot of them have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. And my dad graduated with an associate's degree. I think coming from that background, it really pushed me, but at the same time, lowered my self-confidence because I knew I wasn't as smart as I should be for my family. Also, at a younger age, I had cancer. I was a leukemia patient. I think at that time, I didn't really know what was going on as a kid. I saw like so many tubes within the surface of my body, and I still didn't understand what was really going on. As the years progressed, I was cleared, and now I'm okay. But in time of thinking, as growing up, I always knew that maybe my leukemia or anything to do with just myself and having to achieve, coming from a family of well-educated, that I'm not that smart, or I'm not really as much as what other people want me to be. So I think I had so many expectations to fill, and that kind of brought my confidence down, and it dealt with my depression and anxiety. But really, I just try to push myself forward and really try to go through it, even though my tough times in high school, and talking with my counselors and telling them the truth about who I am and what makes me feel this way. It was really hard, and just as of now, I remember going to independent studies and just telling myself, like, you have to push forward, and you have to be able to just move on and keep working, because if you don't work, in life, nothing's gonna come to you, nothing's gonna freely hand you. As my brother every day keeps telling me, he sees me pursuing in my career, and he believes in me, and he always knows that I'm strong. But as I just see myself forward in life, and still now going to be in college, I just gotta keep pursuing and just keep doing what I gotta do, because in life, nothing is handed to you. I think that's it, but as depression and anxiety for me, it has become a really hard thing, and I still remember the times of, I guess I'll just say it is the times of thinking about suicide, or actually those attempts. There was always someone in the back of my head, even what one of my friends said, which is here today, there's no reason for you to go. There's a light on the other side, and there's someone there that's always going to help you, or there's family or anybody that's going to be there for you. So as of now and in my future, I just keep working hard, have a lot of grit, keep thinking about what I got to do for the rest of my life, and just work hard.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for everyone for celebrating this special day with Tommy. Tommy, he is a great kid, or more like a great young adult. He has overcome many obstacles in his life. Have you guys just heard? First was his leukemia. He beat cancer. For him beating that, he is a hero in my eyes and in many other people's eyes. And his depression was a very big hit, not just for himself, for the family, everybody around him. And he overcome that, his thoughts of suicide and everything. But he has overcome that with all the support, the teachers, the school, the principal, the city of Banning, the family, and the culture that we have at home. And Tommy, life's full of obstacles. It what makes you or breaks you, and you, along with all these students here, you guys all overcome your obstacles, and you guys, can achieve many great things in life. Tommy, on the other hand, use this as a foundation to do and build yourself to be even a greater person from today. So, Tommy, you are a hero in my eyes. So thank you, man. You inspire me.
Tommy, can I say about him? Pretty much, he's not just my greatest friend. He's my greatest brother. I remember when we first met Tommy, he will be that one kid that will never talk trash about me. He will always be by my side. But this is not my story. This is about him. Yes, Tommy had his downs, and then he also had his ups. He did not see his ups. But me, being his brother, I have seen his ups. Yes, and I would listen to him. I would advise him. I would tell him that the lights are ahead of him. That it's not the end. Suicide is not the end of your life. There is always light. I always tell them, just push through, struggle, and life will reward you. It will be amazing for you. And I will always be by your side, Tommy. I truly believe that your goals that you have for yourself, you will succeed, you will pass them, and you will just have an amazing life in the end overall, man. Like really, bro. Like I love you overall, man. You're my brother, really. It's like I see you as a family member. Like you're my only brother, and you just like push me. You also inspire me to learn much more about your own culture, because I didn't even know Hmong was a pretty much like a culture, but he taught me about it, and then I tell him questions about it. I would like to pursue much more about his culture, because he's just an amazing person. That's it, really. So Tommy, I just want to say thank you for being the hero and then being such an amazing brother I have. Really, I really do. Thank you.
Good morning. 2 words as I'm sitting there come to my mind: grit and courage. Every one of you have grit. Every one of you have courage for having survived the things that you have survived. And I don't want to take away from this morning, but I'm just truly awed. Live your value. Every one of you have a value in this world. And you find your dream, and you make your dream happen. And I wish you all the best of luck, and I have nothing else to say. Just, you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Well, I love to have the opportunity to speak, especially with students here and with people that support our students. And so going back to what Reverend Dunn talked about this morning, about the one and challenges. Challenges are going to come. There's going to be barriers, there are going to be obstacles all of the time. All of the time. But you, each of you, Elizabeth, Krista, Alex, and Toujer, you've talked about being in that journey, that dark place, and being somewhere. At the very end, Toujer, you talked about there's light on the other side. There is. You have all displayed that this morning in terms of what you see, where you are, and where you're going. And so I really want to thank our teachers and our administrative staff for loving our students and believing in them. Your belief in the students changed their lives every day. And when those challenges come, one of the things that you have is the control how you respond. We do not have a lot of control in our lives over a lot of things, but we have control over how we respond. And your actions, each of you students, your actions are showing how you control that. So I leave you with this. In life, to be rigid, you will break. A long time ago, they talked about flexibility. If you're flexible, that's good. I will say to you, flexibility as well, you will break. You have to become fluid. You have to move and flow what's going on and see the light on the other side. We are very proud of you. Congratulations.
When I was asked to give closing remarks, I knew they had to be brief, but I want to say thank you first to all the students for sharing your stories. And I also want to give kudos to the teachers, because each one of them pointed to a teacher that made a difference. Mike Robbins was a speaker that we recently brought, and he said that many of us go through things and we want to say to ourselves, why did that happen to me? And he said to change one word and say, why did that happen for me? By changing the 2 to 4, then that's how you're able to go out and use your purpose in life. As I reflect on my life, the one challenging experience that I know out of many, many was the hostage situation when I was held hostage for 14 hours by a gunman. I was rescued by SWAT, but I made a commitment during that time. And I said to my Creator, if I live this, my children are able to grow up with a mother, I will dedicate my life to making sure I bring communities together, people of all races together as one, and that I would also speak a word of hope to the youth. And that's why I'm here today, because I want to speak a word of hope to you. I want you to see a living witness of a person who was gone through so much as a child and a young adult, but found their one thing. And this is what I want to encourage, and I leave this poem for you. Banning and Beaumont students, I have heard your voice, how you've overcome, and you did it by choice. We love and adore you, and we want you to know this, that we are proud of your accomplishments, but we are glad you exist. Keep focused on things that are good and are true. Remember your faith in all that you do. Elizabeth, Krista, Alex, and Toujer, you have what it takes to do even more. And if challenges you face try to provide a stump, remember you have been a Student of the Month.
We're going to end the program with a minute with Maxwell, and John Maxwell is a pastor, motivational speaker, and author, and I get a word every day, and today's word is contribution, and I think you guys all contribute to your community school, to us, so thank you, students.
Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. Hi, my name is John. The word today is contribution. It's a great word. Basically, it asks me a question. It asks me, what have I done today to contribute to somebody's life? What have I done today to come alongside someone and add value to them? You see, a lot of us, we don't start our day being a contributor. We start our day wanting to be a taker. What is in it for me? Who's going to help me? Who's going to add value to me? Who's going to make my name? Is somebody going to do something for me today? And it's all about someone helping me, rooted in selfishness. Contributing is rooted in selflessness. And I promise you, when you walk into a room, if you're a contributor, everybody loves you because you're about to add value to them. But if you are a taker, a consumer, they're not near as excited about you being in the room because they know you're wanting something just for yourself. So quit worrying about reaping and start thinking and focusing on sowing. It'll make you a contributor and it'll give you a lot more friends. Trust me. My name is John and I'm your friend.
Thank you and have a blessed morning.